Oh no, Matt, show me that again. Show me it again. I gotta see it.
You got to see it. You got to see it.
Yeah.
No, no, no lunks allowed. So I think we're all
Yeah.
disqualified.
Yeah.
I think we got to end the meeting now.
uh, Thanks for tuning in, everyone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. You said you used to manage a Planet Fitness,
I did. I did.
dude.
Um, yeah, super weird. They wanted me to manage kind of like a region in Toronto, and it was I was in between social media gigs at brands, and I said sure. You know, it didn't last too long though. Didn't last too long. I think I got picked up by Mutant, if I remember correctly, and the rest is history after that. So yeah, yeah. Goodbye, Planet Fitness.
Man, the last time I trained in a Planet Fitness was, well, actually, it was the first and last time I trained in a Planet Fitness. I was my daughter was doing a cheerleading competition in New Brunswick. I think it was in Moncton, Mark, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Yeah, about an hour away from me.
yeah, I showed up and it was like 6 in the morning. The place was staffed 24/7. There was one dude behind the desk that was just like falling asleep from boredom, right?
Yeah.
And I showed up and it was just like, I need to train somewhere, and you guys are the only place that's open with a staff member. And they were like, yeah, just sign here and give us your name and your information. So I made up a bunch of shit of whoever, Joe Blow, whatever.
You took
Not
you
not to
took some
be
Tootsie Rolls, and then you
I didn't
they
even
got the
get
bowl
that.
of Tootsie Rolls at the
Well,
front desk.
I must have got screwed because they didn't have them when I was there. But I
Oh
was
man.
like, I asked him though, I was like, how much does it cost for a day pass? And Buddy was like, well, this is your first time here, so just go ahead. I was like, seriously? He was, yeah, go for it. So I showed up the next day and it was a different person. So I just made up another name and I got in for free again. I was like, this
There you
is this,
go.
this. So I guess I did train there twice. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, terrible, terrible facility. I mean, tons of equipment, all that fun stuff, but I could not do it full time, man.
No,
I
no,
couldn't
no,
do
no,
it.
no,
How
no,
long
no.
ago was this?
This was not last summer, summer before, I
Okay,
think.
so recently.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It was like, I don't know. It's not my bag, man.
There's a
I
lot of
ended up
good like
sending.
fitnesses around here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Where are you located?
I'm close to St. John, New Brunswick.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Mark,
Life
do you
has a
know Matt?
stranglehold on everything. So
I don't know
Hold on. Do you
anybody.
no? Okay.
no, no,
Well,
no.
No,
I
I
don't
know
know.
you. I know you.
you do know me. Well,
Yeah.
Matt runs reps and
I'm
rumors.
I've seen Matt on podcasts,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just getting your channel going, Matt. You've been at it for a little bit now, but it seems like it's going well. Matt,
Oh,
that's
mine.
you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Yes, it is. Thanks for asking. Um, yeah, no, I kicked it off, and I thought of I think a catchy name, the reps and rumors. It kind of came to me. My brother and I draw, right? So we're kind of artist type thing, growing up, drawing comic books and superheroes and stuff like that. So I started sketching out kind of what I wanted like as a mascot type thing. Shot it over my brother. He refined it a little bit, and so that's the guy you see in back there.
Oh
And
yeah, right on.
I haven't named him yet, but I want it lends
Sorry
itself
about that.
well to merch and other stuff like that, right? And I think it kind of differentiates my channel from others too. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah,
It's a
be
good logo,
individual.
man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like drawing. I like drawing myself. I kind of had a half a comic book going on there for a little while.
no way. So
Yeah.
is that your drawing in the background then?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
actually
Is
yeah.
that Kareth?
Gareth Baggio,
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah,
see
I do that.
that's sick. My brother and I were always drawing. We drew comic books too, and that's you fall in love with the muscle there too, right? You want to be like the
Yeah,
Hulk,
of
these
course.
jack guys, and we
Why would
always
he
loved
be
drawing.
scrawny?
Sorry?
Why would he be scrawny?
Well,
I'm
exactly. I don't want to
scrawny.
be
I
that
want him to be
600.
big. Look
Yeah,
like Joe.
exactly, exactly. So always loved drawing. So very cool that you do it too. That pic looks sick.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Give it
Yeah.
hard
Take
to
her
see.
down, man. Kareth commented on that. He loved it, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
see? Oh, dude, that's great, man. That's wicked. Wicked stuff.
that is really, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I
left.
hardly do it anymore, and I should probably draw more.
I
I'm
know.
left-handed. I can't like. Don't ask me to draw anything. I hire people to do all my designs when it comes to YouTube and stuff. I can't draw at all. Like not a lick. Not a lick.
It's a handy skill to have, especially if it helps for me in the industry where I am, right? Behind the brands and stuff, right? And building social media for different
Absolutely.
supplement companies. So the design aspect, I know what I want the posts to look like. I can, kind of sketch them out, design them, give them to the graphics people, and then they can bang out the post for me. And I've already done a whole lot of the work type of thing, right? So
Yeah, they have a template, right? So
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
it really helps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Joe, your YouTube channel's going pretty well too, eh? You've been posting a lot of content lately.
Yeah, I try to keep it consistent. Like I've been trying to just post at least like once a week. And doing more of like, just a variety of stuff, like whether it's like, training related or just talking about like different topics in bodybuilding and, some other like full days of eating videos as well. And yeah, I
those
feel like
are yeah.
when I post like consistently, it starts to pick up a little more. So I'm going to try and keep that up this year. Like last year I was on and off with it, but yeah, the goal is to keep it like consistent throughout the whole year.
I think this is time for all of us to kind of keep that consistency. I think this will be the year for the consistency.
Yeah.
What posts do the best for you, you find?
For me on YouTube,
Yeah,
I'd say yeah, like the full days of eating, they tend to get a lot of traction, I find.
people love that stuff.
Um, and then
Everybody
like
wants to know what you eat, right? To get so big.
yeah, and then anytime I talk about like any PEDs, then like people like those ones too, because they're
For
just being
sure.
open about like, certain things and people I think they like that nowadays. Like when someone's kind of open about things and
Oh,
like when
especially somebody
you
wanting
know,
to compete.
yeah, and even like talking about doing blood work and things like that. Like I find like people get more interactive on those ones because they want to ask you more questions and like kind of leads to a good direction anyways. It's like positive things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's even for people that, may not even plan to take PEDs, just that you're open about it. It's like, okay, I can trust this guy, I can take his advice, and he does this, and that's good for him. That doesn't mean that I can't learn from him. And look how open
Mhm.
and honest he is, type of thing. And that always plays well on the internet. You can't go wrong with being truthful and open and honest. You can't go wrong with it. So
No, I think so. Yeah, that's what I find. Like if you're being real with them about what you're doing, then they'll respect you more than if you're trying to like play it off like you're either natty or you just don't want
yeah,
to
yeah,
talk about what you actually do. Then
yeah,
yeah, they're kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, you look like that and you're natural. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Sure, buddy. Wink, wink. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No,
Bullshit.
yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I know the one name that's coming to everybody's mind.
Go
Well, I
ahead
got
and
a
say
few.
it.
I had a few running through my
No,
mind.
no, there's got to be well, I know the one that's coming to your mind, Matt. I know
You know
that
the
for a
one coming to
hundred
my
percent.
mind.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Sam Sulik, 100%. Yeah, we already know. We know.
I had a couple other.
Speaking of Planet Fit, that guy trains at Planet Fitness. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. I guess it's good for him. But
he can
no,
absolutely do whatever he wants.
and he will. But it just makes things like a little bit more by being more open and honest about it too. I just think it makes it safer overall because people know that they're not necessarily alone when it comes to PED use now. You can go and you can hire a coach that can advise you based on experience, based on research, based on all of these things, right? In order to guide you in to make sure that you're not, going to end up messing yourself up. So it's good that that stuff is way more out there than it used to be, man. Like even when I first started, it'd be like, locker room talk. That's really all it was, right?
Well, locker room talk, and then I go back probably more than all of you guys. Back in my day, it was Dan Duchesne's Underground Steroid Handbook. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's that's where we got the information from. Dan Duchesne experimenting on himself and stuff like that, man. So, and then he brought out Ultimate Orange, right? So, I mean,
Mhm.
those were the heydays of this type of stuff. So,
Yeah, you
yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
dare
what
go up and ask somebody back in, late
Sorry?
80s.
No,
You
that's
didn't
the
dare
thing.
go out and go to the gym and ask somebody, hey, how
Oh
can I get as
no.
big as you do?
No. But you know what? Even the interviews that you get with pros now, like it used to be that like when it came to interviews that people would ask about, "Hey man, why don't you tell us about your PED?" Look, no, I don't use them, right? It would just be flat out, I don't use them. Now I don't find that those questions are being asked as much out of a certain amount of I don't know, almost respect, right? If someone wants to bring it up and talk about it, great. If there's guys out there that don't, well, that's great too, right? And that's a good level to be at for this day and age.
That's
I
part of the
think that's,
protocol.
yeah.
The
I think that's
protocol,
where we
the
should be.
protocol, I get it.
Like
I get
eating,
it.
you gotta eat. Obviously, you gotta train like a madman. Some people, a lot of us don't have that in us to just train like an animal all day, or not all day, but what have you. But knowledge is the big part about training and eating and stuff like that. It's not
Well,
just,
yeah, I mean, it forms how you're going to eat. It forms how you're going to train, without the
you gotta
knowledge to
be,
back
yeah, you gotta
that
be a
kind of up,
scientist.
right? Yeah, you're just like, spinning in the wind type of thing. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just had to drop mine back. Like 2024, I decided that I was going to really drop back and try to, I don't know, drop back like 10 pounds is what I was looking for over the course of like 3 months. So I'm actually tracking everything now, which I haven't done in, I don't know, quite a bit. Just, excuses more than anything, but I'm on it now. So it feels good.
No, I
Yeah,
think we got
it's
to, 2024, I think it's got to be a lot of good, solid
better
hunkering
like,
down, get the plans kind of finalized, be consistent in what we do, social media wise for sure. YouTube. I was talking to Hunter Labrada a little bit and talking to him about his YouTube channel, and he was saying that he's got to hunker down on a little more because I was complimenting him. He was killing it last year with the YouTube, right? I mean, he was pumping it out. But as we know, you can kind of get rolling and it's good, but somehow something, life gets in the way and whatever it is type of thing, right? So he's going to be picking it up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be pumping out soon. But I think Jay Cutler kind of set the tone for all of us in terms of like what these pros can do and how to utilize social media, man, and YouTube. Like, man, he's killing it. Absolutely killing it.
I remember episode 1 of Jay's podcast when nobody else was tuning in, man. It was, and I saw it then and I was like, this thing is already set up for success. He's got the studio, he's got everything there. The sound quality is there, right? He's got everything just it's there, it's ready, it's set. It's only a matter of time. And he's like 55,000 subscribers deep now, right? And that's only going to keep going up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
he's killing it,
Absolutely
man.
killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. No, it's good that way. Um, so I wanted to talk about the Arnold Classic coming up because there is an absolutely star-studded lineup. And this is actually a good panel to get a bit of a perspective on. So this is actually awesome. First thing we can get out of the way, Andrew Jacked is out.
Andrew Jacked.
He's out of,
Yeah.
yeah, he's out of both, man. He dropped out of both. Apparently, he's just got too much going on, and he just wanted to do more of an extended off season, which I thought he was going to do, and he said he was going to do right after the Olympia anyway. Once I didn't see him in California training with Psycho Lewis, and just he didn't look like he was where he typically is at that amount of time.
Yeah, it
out,
didn't
like
look like he
6,
was
7 weeks out.
ramping up for something.
No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no.
Yeah. So I don't
So
think it was a surprise. I think it was a disappointment for a lot of people, but I don't think it was a surprise to a lot of people.
Do you think he
yeah,
knew? Do you think he knew for a while now and just didn't really?
Yeah, most
Yeah, I
likely
think so.
with those
Yeah.
type of things. And if you're a competitor, maybe somebody else
Like-
could speak on it more. But you know in your head if you're going to be hitting a show or not. Because you got to know from a good distance out that you're going to
No,
be hitting
and
a
it's
show.
the big show too, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's probably like you got the invite. Oh, you have to go. It's like, well, not if you're not ready, you don't have to go.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Joe, did you ever
Especially a
find
big
yourself
show.
kind of like like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing when it came to a prep like that?
Not really. Usually I'd know like if it's like the first show I'm going to do in the season, like I would know probably at least a few months before
Mhm.
if I was going to do a show. Like, and if not, I'd have an idea like okay, there's 3 shows within a few weeks. I'm going to aim for one of those. And then kind of based on like how I look, even like 8 weeks before, if I'm going to do that one or the week after. But in Andrew's case, I feel like he's more like just probably he's probably burnt out from the previous year.
Right.
And then like
Right.
as he probably started to try to get ready for the show, he's like, you know, body's just not responding the same. He realizes he needs to take a step back and he probably has other things needs to focus on at the same time. Because I've been there before, but I made the decision to push through the prep and then I ended up not looking as good as I could have. So
Right.
it's like one of those things where I think he's making the best choice where it's like he can, go into more of an off season, focus on some other things. And then when he comes back later in the year, I'm sure he'll be able to easily win a show, go to the Olympia, and kind of continue from there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What do you think he needs to do to really get into that? Like 2 years ago when he hit the scene, everyone was like, this guy's coming in to, win the Olympia with a structure like this. What's he got to do to even get in the top 3 these days, do you think?
I honestly like the biggest things with him is like he's got a really nice shape, crazy from the front, like with like his chest and everything. Everything pops like crazy from the front. Like those front shots on him are like pretty much some of the best front shots, hands down. Like his abs and thighs, definitely the best abs and thigh in open bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah.
But I think especially from the back, like he needs more size, he needs more depth than from the back. Like you see his back lat, his back double. It's not bad, but like you don't really see a lot of crazy gnarly detail like in his hamstrings. His back could use a little more thickness, a little more density, and there's like overall a little bit more conditioning on his physique with that added size. I feel like that's what's going to make him like in the mix for one of the top spots at the Olympia. Versus like obviously at any pro show he could win like with what he looks like now, but like at the Olympia it's like yeah, like you're splitting hairs and
Yeah.
like that added muscle tissue is going to really make everything stand out more from the back for him.
Oh, yeah.
A,
Absolutely.
a lot
It's
of people
close
think
between him
that
and Sampson, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically like Sampson is. I don't want to generalize too much, but it's almost Andrew Jack just with the amount of size that Andrew
He's a little
should
bigger and a
have.
little harder
Yeah.
as well. So I think it's
Yeah,
like if he needs the thicker, and Sampson's right there, top 3. So is
Yeah,
Jack.
it's
easy.
true. Yeah, because Andrew is what, 5th, I think. So yeah,
5th, yeah.
Yeah,
Right under
yeah,
pretty
Curry.
close.
Right under Curry.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
still
Curry's a legend, so I mean,
well, of course, but Andrew's still a lot of people, and I didn't realize it either. Andrew's still working as an engineer, dude. Like he still does. It must be remote work, obviously, but he still does consulting as an engineer. It's either electrical or mechanical, I think. Anyway,
I did not know that.
yeah,
I didn't know
dude.
that either.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Oh,
how much? I don't know how many hours he dedicates to it a week. I have no idea, but I do know that he still is working as an engineer,
yeah, that's
Unbelievable
crazy.
power engineering, I think.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean, it's even more impressive than what he's been able to do. Good God,
yeah.
having a regular 9 to 5 type of thing, and then having bodybuilding, which is a 24/7. I mean,
Full-time job, yeah. Full-time.
that's a whole lot of not a lot of hours. You know what I mean? So,
dude,
man,
I work
kudos
with
to
I
him.
work with structural engineers, environmental engineers. I've worked with some electrical and mechanical engineer. They don't have a regular 9 to 5 either, man. It's a demanding job,
Right,
These
right.
guys, when it comes to
Yeah.
project planning or having to do AutoCAD and things like that, you're not just doing it from 9 to 5, right? If
You're on
something comes
call
up and
almost, kind of thing. Yeah,
if there's a major project deadline that has to be met, right? You're on that computer and you're working it. Could you imagine doing that at I would imagine that he would take a certain amount of time off leading up to a show, 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever. But even that, getting into a prep, I couldn't imagine sitting down to having to do something like that and trying to compete for the top spots in the world at the biggest shows in bodybuilding in the world, dude. That's unbelievable.
yeah.
Think about
Kudos
that,
to him.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Hats off to him.
Big time.
Wow.
So hopefully he can take the time that he needs to really gain that size, like you were saying, Joe, really get that thickness from the back, right? And just come in and really, really meet that potential. He's doing fantastic. He's got nowhere to go but up. He has the frame in order to carry that extra size. It's just a matter of him just getting it done. Take that off season and go and do it, right? Yeah, 100%. But we've got man, the lineup aside from that is absolutely stellar. I mean, you're gonna have Rubiel Mosquera in there right next. Zilla Sampson, obviously, Hadi Chupin. The ridiculousness of what we're seeing from even Horse MD at this point, right? So we've
Yeah,
got the
Horace is very
return of
impressive right now. Yeah.
that that last update was undeniable, man. Undeniable. So James Hollingshead, he's looking to be at his best too.
Brandale.
Yeah, Raphael
Yeah.
Brandel's
Yeah.
returning. Yeah,
Now
there's
what
a
do you
guy that
guys
put
think
on
of
size.
Antoine? Everybody sleeps on Antoine.
Antoine Vaillant, le French
Yeah,
Canadian.
yeah. Fellow
Mhm.
Yeah,
Canadian. Let's
he will
let's
he will do good. He will do good, I think.
I won't try to do a Quebec French Canadian accent, but
Le Canadien. Oui.
no, you're good. You're good.
Mark's from New Brunswick, right? So he's good
We
to
are
go.
right in here with everybody French around us.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is all Canadian too. Every one of us. That's awesome. Um, well, Joe, have you seen Antoine lately? You were on a podcast with him recently, weren't you?
Antoine, no, I haven't seen him in I haven't been to Pure in a while. Like I'm gonna go there in a couple weeks, but I haven't seen Antoine. It's been a few months. I've only seen what he's posted online, really.
Yeah,
But I just think like with Antoine, like obviously, like I like Antoine, and I know he'll be like crazy shredded. It's just like he'll kind of get outsized, like with his upper body
Right.
at a show like this. But like legs wise, like his legs are insane. Like he's got crazy big legs, crazy details when it comes
Yeah.
into the show. So I think he could be definitely beat some of these guys, like especially if like some of these bigger guys are off. I think he could, be in the mix there.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, like some of the guys are just like, on a different planet, like Hadi Chupan and Samson and
Yeah, good luck. Yeah,
even Nexzilla, man. Like I feel like he's gonna be one of the biggest surprises in the show. Getting in the mix for one of those top spots. So
that will be. That's going to be exciting.
yeah, it's definitely one of the steepest lineups I've seen going to an
Right?
Arnold Classic for a few
Yeah, even
years.
without Andrew in there, it's
Oh
super
yeah. Oh
steep,
yeah. Oh yeah.
steep.
That's just
Yeah.
one. That's just one name.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Antoine might be able to take like a Akeem or a Hollingshead.
I think he
If
can
things
too.
go his favor, right? If things go
I
in his
think he
favor,
can too. Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
have him like
Maybe
top
even another one
five
of
or
the bigger
six.
names.
Yeah,
tell you what, boys. Yeah, check it
maybe beat Nexzilla.
Hey, it
Here's
might
the
have been a
list.
one-hit wonder. We don't know, right?
You never know, right? I mean, are they going to look at, maybe
Shaban there.
Nexzilla's quads are just way too overpowering, and his physique doesn't balance, right? I mean, are they gonna
And
penalize for that?
classic, they like good physiques at the classic too. Traditional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really do, right? So that could be a
Absolutely.
concern for him. Who knows?
Rodriguez is in there
Absolutely.
as well.
Bring that back up here.
Rodriguez is a big dude.
He
Oh, yeah.
he is, yeah, and he's a guy that's still underestimated, and I understand why he's so underestimated. I do. He was inconsistent for the last number of shows that he did, but and he is looking on track now, which again he typically does when it comes to getting this close into the show, right? But we'll look at him in a
There's
second.
Antoine
But
there.
yeah, there's Antoine there. Yeah.
And I'm excited to see Antoine's posing. I always love his posing. So, he's
Yeah, he's a
always
powerful
fun on
poser.
stage.
Oh, wait a second. No, he's got pictures here. Here, let me see. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he's looking pretty full. Like he's looking round.
Yeah.
7 weeks out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the UK too.
So a lot of
I
the
feel like a lot of
these.
these guys will do that.
Yeah.
Like maybe not
Makes
Hadi,
sense.
but like the other
I think
guys.
Patty said he was gonna.
Did he really?
Really?
I thought he was on the list.
Shit.
Don't
Oh,
quote me.
Nice.
Don't quote me.
I'm not going to quote you. I'm going to quote the Arnold UK. Let's see.
There you go. Get it from the horse's mouth, not horse MD.
There you go, dude.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hey,
Man.
we know Andrew Jack's not in it, so this is false
Yeah, we know
advertising. To take this
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Their
take it down,
social
yeah.
media guy isn't on it like I would have been. You got to get you got to update that graphic.
There you go.
Soon. Yeah. They should, Matt. They should just be hiring you.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Get a hold of
I hope
Matt Regan.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Justin Rodriguez. We'll get to some of the top guys here, but I I am a big fan of Justin Rodriguez, man. You know, like this guy came eighth in the Olympia only a few years ago. You know,
It was 2020.
it was 19 or 20. Yeah, was it 20? Are you sure?
2020, he did pretty good. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's these pictures actually aren't his best. He's looked better in other pictures, to be honest with you. But it the biggest thing that Justin needs is, and if you guys agree with me or not, let me know. But it's always been the triceps, man. To really round out that upper body, he's just always needed those triceps in the in the front shots and the side shots. He's not too bad, but just overall the tricep size, the
Yeah,
biceps are
you
just
can kind of make
massive.
it. You can kind of make it pop a little bit inside if you're lacking and if you know how to do it type of thing. But in the front, they do kind of lack a little bit.
They're not bad here in the front double, right? I mean, the size is there for the inner head.
Yeah.
But it's lacking in the most muscular, you know, it's lacking in the side chest, I find. But man, when this guy comes in and he's on, I mean, he's done well. I'm a fan, and
Yeah, he
one of
brings
the
it.
best back lat spreads that you'll find in the industry.
Oh yeah, underrated in that pose for sure.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
one thing about Justin, he's not quite as good. Don't want to sound disrespectful, but he's not quite as good the next day, or if it's a later on, like the afternoon, the finals.
yeah,
He's not quite as sharp on the finals,
yeah.
I find.
What do you think, Joe?
I think, well, in my opinion, just from what I've seen from him, like the past couple years at least, I feel like the one thing I've seen him do is like he tried to do like too many shows and he would burn out.
Mhm.
And I feel like that if he tries to do too many shows, I feel like because he's had a bit of a break, this could be a good opportunity for him to come in 100% because I feel like his conditioning at some of the shows he did in the past like year or two, like he was a little bit off. So I think that he's had like I think a pretty good break. I forget when the last show he did, but I feel like it's been a little
Yeah, I
while, and
can't remember.
so
Oh, I think the Legion was
He
his
did the
last.
Legion where he took third behind Charles Griffin was one, and I can't remember who took second.
Oh, it wasn't Stan, but it was John Jewett.
I think John Jewett
Yeah,
won.
that's
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Jewett won that, so it was yeah, okay.
no, that was when that was the qualifier that that Charles he got the very last pro qualifier before the Olympia
That's right. That's right.
for 2023. Yeah,
They got
So he
into a
won
little
the
bit of an
Legion.
argument.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
if Justin comes in on, I mean, he can do well. There's no getting around it. Even if he is 100% on, he's going to have a tough time in this lineup. But I'm looking forward to seeing him. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. But when it comes to the top of the top, aside from Andrew Jack, this is some of what we're going to be looking at, right? I mean, this is going to be your top five. I think this is probably going to be your
Well,
top five at this
it's
point.
possible that your horse MDs and your Rubiel Mascaras could be in with the other guys. It is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about well, Horse MD is he's really strong from the front, and from
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
yeah, but from the back he's kind of
Yeah.
Not as
not as
strong.
strong. So I feel
No.
like if he gets in the mix, I feel like it's going to be on his like front and side shots being like crazy, and then his back is
The
going to be
back
where
will hold him
he's
back,
It's
literally.
the back
Yeah.
literally,
doubles.
yeah,
The
like
back
he's going to have a
doubles
tough
is the
time
worst
keeping
one.
up with guys like Hottie and Samson from the back.
Which will have the back. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're spot on. The front will bring him up in placings and get him in the mix type of thing. But
Mhm.
then it'll be kind of like night and day when we move to the rear shots and he'll place probably appropriately because of the lack of back maybe. So yeah.
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 This was the shot that that really broke the internet there a couple of days, well, 2 days ago now. Yeah, 6 weeks out. This is an incredible front relaxed, you know. He
Yeah.
is looking like he is on point.
Yep.
You know, he's round shoulders, sweeping quads. The detail is coming in through the quads, tight midsection. You know, he's got wide clavicles, fairly wide anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can and he came out of nowhere when he did it was Romania, you know,
Romania. Yeah.
right behind Samson and fuck, who was
Beirut.
second? Yeah,
Beirut.
Beirut's the best. Now there's a
And
guy
he
that,
was he was peeled.
oh yeah, yeah. He showed up, but again, you guys are right. It's the back, right? He's not showing any back shots because when he does, and I've covered it a number of times in the past, when he shows the back shots, people lose faith, and
Yeah. And
understandably so.
the comments too. They show up in the
Yeah,
comments. The internet, right? People are relentless.
yeah, me.
Right,
No,
right. Present company excluded.
no, look, I mean, you guys,
Hey,
we're
he
all
looks fantastic, man.
yeah, he does, right? And
Yeah.
I think that we all, cover these guys with a certain amount of respect as well, right? Because he is, I mean, he is fantastic from
Always.
Romania there. I mean, this was an incredible look.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to find fault there, right? You just can't.
No, you really can't. You really can't. Um, shout out to Buys and Tries too. They was it Buys and Tries that I got that from, or was it? Oh, who's the best
Who was
bodybuilder?
the
Buys
best?
and
Yeah,
Tries is
that's
great too. But
a good one too. Yeah.
yeah, where did they just have that? See, I brought it up so I wouldn't lose it. All right. Um, man, Raphael Brando. Let's go there next. Let's go there next because this is a guy that's put on a good amount of size for his off season, and this is someone that I think is really surprised everyone at the 2022 Olympia. Um, he's got the aesthetics. He now has the size, and
Mhm.
now it's a matter of bringing it all in.
What did he get? 10th? The Olympia?
Um, yeah, that year he did. Yeah, that's an older shot actually. I
That
think.
was a big
Yeah,
Olympia. I mean,
2023. No, 2022.
2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was yeah. So this is the latest I think from that we saw from him. I think 10 weeks out, unless there was
He's
something
gonna have
more
some
recent.
size. I really do think he's gonna have some size.
He's definitely up. He's up for sure.
Yes, when he's got that size, he's got the added size, obviously, and it's actually distributing really well. I see across his frame. So, if he brings it together, the packaging and just the shreds, I think he could do some damage for sure. He's made so much improvement.
Although he does look to have put on some decent size, I still think he needs more. I think he's going to look like he is not. How do I say this? I think he's going to look outsized when he stands next to guys like obviously like look at the lineup Rubiel Mosquera. I think Hadi, although I think Hadi's a little bit shorter, especially from the back. I think he's going to outsize him. Samson. Um,
Heidi's upper body's massive.
oh yeah, man. Well, the quads too, right?
He doesn't have the longest legs, I think. He has
Yeah.
good big legs, but I think it makes his upper body like massive.
Yeah, like Joe, if I put you next to Raphael, I think that you've got more size than he does at this point, right?
Oh,
So I mean, and
shoot, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, probably. But like
Especially in the back.
he's got a really nice shape though. So I think that kind of plays in his favor on stage because it's all an illusion on stage. Like, yeah, I'm probably a bigger necessarily, but on stage, like it might be harder to tell just based on his structure, right? So his structure is going to give him that pop on stage. And I feel like even if he only added like, let's say like five pounds, if that 5 pounds
Hey,
on him is going to look like me adding 10 pounds.
yeah, 5 pounds of
yeah,
quality
okay, yeah,
muscle is a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah.
like it's one of those things where it's like you got to see him like fully in shape in that lineup and see how much that size difference kind of plays a role for him. And it could be really good or it could be, maybe not as noticeable, but it kind of just depends on how that dials in for him.
Well, we know he can dial in, right? Now it's a matter of dialing in with one, a new coach, and two, new size that he's put on. So this will be a good test. Well, this is going to be one of the ultimate tests
Speed
aside from
test.
the
Yeah.
Olympia.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he's
Hey,
looking
there's
good so far.
former Mr. Olympia right there to compete with. So
100%.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Not easy for anybody going into this show. So, I mean, you got do you think, the other competitors kind of have in the back of their minds that, well, my God, Patty's in this show. He's already won. Why am I even doing it type
I,
of thing? Or
I think
do you think that killer mindset is there, and it's like, no, I don't care that a former Mr. O's in the show. I'm going to take him down type of thing.
I think
I
aside
think
from
that
Samson, I think everybody would be thinking that.
really, do you? I think these guys
That's
at the
hard. It's
top.
hard to say. It's hard to say.
I think that these guys at the top are looking forward to standing next to the best of the best to see how
Oh,
they
yeah,
compare. You know,
absolutely, absolutely.
But you don't think somewhere in the recess of the mind, it's kind of like, how am I going to beat Hadi Chupin? He's Mr.
I think,
Olympia.
like Joe would know. You know, I think the mentality is, I'm not going to come in here to lose.
Oh,
I think
100%.
I think everybody's kind of right. It's just like I think about it like this: like Hadi, he was Mr. Olympia. Technically, he's not now. So I'd feel like you saw him lose, so you're like, okay, this could go two ways. Like either he's gonna regress from the
Uh-huh.
loss, or he's gonna get better than he was from the loss. So
And more dangerous. And then, yeah,
yeah, so it's
when you
like
go
I
through.
bet some of these guys are thinking, okay, if I'm bringing my best ever,
yeah.
and this guy's kind of, starts to falter, then this could be my chance to kind of compare to him. And who knows, like a guy like Samson, if Samson's on and Hadi's off, Samson could beat Hadi.
Yeah,
So it's like I feel like any of the guys going into the show, they're probably not. They might be thinking they can beat him, they can't beat him. But like if it was me going into the show, I wouldn't even be worried about it. I would just be like thinking about what I'm going to do and bring my
yeah,
best. And
yeah,
how that plays out, this is how it plays out. But
yeah,
I think they should, ultimately think like, okay, like, I want to get that comparison. Like it's not like I'm going to beat this guy. It's like I want to be able to stand next to the guy, because then it kind of, like you said, it shows like how do I compare to him? And if you're getting compared next to the guy, then obviously you're able to hold your own and like be in
Exactly.
that call out. So I feel like that's what they want mostly, is they want to be compared to him, and then they kind of know that they're climbing the rank if they're getting compared to a guy like Hadi.
100%. And maybe it's that mentality of once that 8 mile is broken, right? So, you've seen that Hattie can get beat. Well, then
Mhm.
that means that he can get beat again, right?
Yep.
And so that could be in the back of the mind, and kind of push these competitors to actually stand beside him. And it's like, no, I'm taking you down, pal.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one difference between, well, not the one difference, there's a lot of differences obviously, but the one thing that sticks out for me when it comes to Hadi going into this show is that right now Hadi is pissed. He is pissed about the Olympia. There are so many people still to this day that think that he was absolutely robbed. And I'm not just talking about people that are from his part of the world, people that are in our backyards. A lot of people think that he was robbed. He is really, really coming into this show with something to prove. And from the look of it, I think he's going to prove it. I don't. I've got him. I've got him taking home the win. I don't think anybody is going to be
I've got
able
him
to
winning
compete
too.
with him.
I think he wants redemption with it. I think maybe there's a little bit of appropriate anger in preparing for this one. Like I'm going to make this one absolutely so they can't steal it from me like they
Undeniable.
did last time. Yeah,
Undeniable.
right? Yeah, exactly. So whether they did or not, that's a debate for another day. But in his mind, right? So I think he's training with more intensity, more anger, maybe just more of a, I'm going to show them, I'm going to make it absolutely undeniable that I'm the winner. So that's going to bring a pretty serious looking package to the show.
Dude,
it's
of
gonna be
all the
interesting.
updates, yeah, I mean, his are the most. Samson's updates are very impressive. Obviously, Horse MD, that update was jaw dropping. But Hadi is just, I think, on another level. Even I mean,
Yeah,
Rubiel is going to bring the size too, but he's not going to bring the. I don't think anyway. He'll bring the condition of
He won't
Hadi.
bring the
He'll
Hattie. No.
and Hadi
if
doesn't
he does, he
outshape
would
many
win
guys.
probably.
Hadi doesn't outshape many guys either. He's got good shape, but I think he's going to outshape Rubiel
Massive,
as well.
he's massively wide. I
Yeah.
find when he hits that rear lat spread.
Oh man. Yeah, and he is looking like I said, he's on a mission. And I think Now, if he takes home the win in Ohio and then takes home the win at the UK, think about that, right? That's
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. Everybody's
And
on
I mean,
notice at that point then.
yeah, and on paper, I mean, that's exactly what he should do.
Yeah.
So incredible. Absolutely. He's looking absolutely incredible. Uh let's check out Nextzilla though. He threw up a couple of updates there recently.
His updates
And
don't do him justice. Yeah, I find he just like a Ronnie Coleman almost. Like you'd see him on stage, and it's like he looks better on stage.
good. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Well, from what we can see, the width, obviously, and from what we saw when he last competed, that's the big thing. But
The
just
legs
the
are ridiculous,
thickness,
eh?
dude.
Yeah, the legs are
on.
nuts.
Come on, man. You know,
He's probably
uh,
seen more people do this when they look at him, like shake their head. No.
Yeah, exactly. Just
yeah,
just in disbelief,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like, why is everybody shaking their head no when they look at me?
Yeah.
yeah. Do I
they
not
not
look
like
good?
me?
Like,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, you look good.
I mean, we're literally talking about, people shaking their heads, and we're all sitting here shaking our heads at them because we're
I
just looking at
know,
the
you're
pictures,
right.
and it's
Well,
like,
Joe's probably thinking, well, I'm almost that big. And
well,
probably
yeah. I mean, for Joe, it's a different matter, right? He's like,
yeah.
quad sweep,
Got some big wheels too, Joe.
Joe's
Yeah.
just gonna throw up his sweep and his hanging hammies right here in the
Yeah.
So, but just to us regular folk, I mean, it's insane, man. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. His Achilles heel is going to be the detail in the quads from the front. That's what he needed at the last couple of shows that he did, and that's what he's really going to have to bring this time, as far as I'm concerned.
I like that camera angle there, that worm's eye view. That was pretty sick. It gives a good look to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, this is the oh, okay, this was the Prague Amateur.
I mean,
So
it's crazy.
a freak of nature beyond, like the size is just unbelievable, the roundness. But like I
Joe,
said,
though,
it's gonna
is the quad development a detriment, though, Joe? Like, because it's not symmetrical.
I don't think it's a detriment, but like I think he just needs to kind of put like as much as he is pretty damn big up top, like I think he needs a little bit more
yeah.
from his back. Like his back needs more width to kind of
Yeah.
match those legs are ridiculous. It almost reminds me of like sort of like a big Ramy where it's like you kind of need to match his quads with the rest of his physique because they're so ridiculous. But at least like he does have calves too, so it's not like a crazy quad to calf ratio. But like I've seen like from what I've seen of him, it's like very crazy from the front. Side shots are pretty strong too. Legs are obviously a little dominant, a little more detail he could use. But from the back, that's where I'm like, okay, that's what's going to take you out of like one of those top few spots at a show like the Arnold's is like your back shots.
So you think the
rear lat.
development of the back would help bring the symmetry to the overall physique then?
Yeah, I think a little more size on his lats and thickness from the back too. It's gonna like just like bring that complete look, more of an X frame from the front.
X frame, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then from the back, like just having that more complete like top to bottom in his lat spread, his back double bicep.
Yeah.
Because even from the front, like his front double, you could see you could use more lats.
Yeah, proportionally, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like to see him hold the shot a little bit. The front lat actually looks decent.
I think
Yeah,
this
like
camera. I think this is probably sped up video, Mark, to be honest with you. But he could have held his shots longer at the show, though, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I just want to get it back.
His rear double's not too bad. His rear double's decent. But like
it's just like his back,
rear
the
lat
structure is good. It's just
needs
the
the
size.
width.
It needs
More
some
width
size.
and-
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Right. So
It's got the shape.
the X frame is good.
Well, the X frame, I think, is
detail.
the answer for him. He needs to beef up the X frame. So I think that is the answer for him.
It's either
Yeah.
get a bigger upper body or somehow make your legs a little smaller.
Look at the calf. Look
Right,
at the
right,
calf.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's you know,
And it's bodybuilding, so usually you put on
yeah,
more to match something else.
yeah.
The size
Yeah,
is just yeah.
the
See,
lat
he doesn't
spread's
he
kind of
doesn't
weak.
Yeah.
he doesn't hold them for long because he knows that it's his weaker shots.
Yeah, no, you can tell.
But I mean,
Strong from the front, so
Yeah.
It's his
he's going to be
pro debut
this.
too. So I mean,
yeah, it's a
Yeah, that's
crazy pro
right.
debut.
yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it though?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's going to be fighting for top 3. There's no question. There's no question. There's only one more that we need to look at when it comes to the presumed top 6.
So you don't think Horse it's in the equation for him to defeat Nexila?
No,
Maybe
I don't
gonna
think
be
so, man.
Yeah.
No, to be completely honest.
No, I don't think so. I think the size game, and it's not like he's going to be brutally unconditioned. So I don't know. He's got all the PR with him too, right?
That's just it.
Just man, he's got so much
Horse dropping out of
chatter
that event kind of put him aside.
Yeah, and like it or not, I mean, it can sway things, man. You've got this whole ton of press behind you and these expectations and so I don't know. Like he's got so much going for him right now. He's riding it.
Oh yeah, and he's literally just got started, in the pro league. He actually said that he felt like he was talking about Rubiel. He actually felt like he was being treated mistreated, I guess you would say, by the other pro league, and that's part of why he switched over. I saw an update he did before he was even prepping, before he decided to do a show in the IFBB Pro League. He said that just the other league was not treating him the way he thought he should have been treated. So that's part of why he made the switch. And obviously this is the Super Bowl in the pro league, so I mean it's the place to be. But
better for us fans.
Oh man,
Yeah.
absolutely. Same thing when it came to Crizzo, right? Same thing.
Yes.
Yep, same thing. But Samson is really the thing. The thing with Samson is that he is the best of all of the worlds. He has the size, he has the shape, he has the symmetry. He can hang with anyone in terms of all of those aspects, except he just brings all of it in a complete package a little bit more than everybody else.
His back has been improving for sure.
Yep, absolutely, it has.
And one other thing that might help him at this event as well is he's arguably the best poser. I would say he's probably the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say overall.
Yeah. It's a real throwback to his posing. So I think he quite enjoys it and he knows how to display his physique. So and we're the better for it, that's for sure.
And I believe they do judge it at the Arnold, do they not? The routines.
Yeah, they have a best poser award.
Yeah.
So you get an extra few bucks too.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how much it is, but they get an extra check for that.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think it's 10 grand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be at least the 10 grand. Yeah.
At least that,
yeah.
The back is looking good. This was when was this? January 8th, so about a week ago. So this was in around when he announced that he had that hamstring injury,
this is a little after it, right? So
yeah, and really ended up being nothing at the end of the day. They just didn't train hamstrings for a couple of weeks out of a precaution. Spent some more time when it came to some of the massage therapy. These two fucking door handles, I keep thinking are pause buttons. Like this is a video. It's but it's fucking with me a little bit. But
it's funny because it's almost center to the laptop and everything too, right? So it absolutely does look like pause buttons. You're funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I can't unsee it. So
that's apologies. But no, the back has definitely come up. The thickness to the back is better. He could still use more width in the lats. That's one thing that he can definitely still use. And I think that's something that he can gain. But Sampson is another guy, much like we were saying about Justin Rodriguez. It's going to eventually start catching up with him, right? Is this going to be the show that it finally catches up with him? And it's entirely possible that that's the case. Look at what Sampson did over the last just year. He did the Arnold, then he did the Olympia, then he came in and did Romania recently.
Oh,
Then
and
he
he was
went
a
and did.
journeyman. He did everything.
He did, man. And he looked really good. EVLS Prague Pro, that was the last one that he did, and that was quite recent. That was only November. Is this going to be the show that his body finally stops responding? I don't know.
I don't know, Joe,
It could happen. Yeah, he's been almost in prep for
he's been
like a
hammering.
year. Like he
Yeah.
hasn't really had much downtime, so
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look at from the Arnold, he really didn't have enough time to do like what do they call it, an off season. But like Andrew Jack too, from the Tampa. I mean, there's a little while for the Olympia, and then there's a little while to the Arnold, but it's not enough time to sit back and let your body heal up.
Yeah.
You're constantly in prep motion. It would be.
But Samson, that it's double that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
his workload, right?
Well,
if you call it that, he was
Andrew
just
was at the Arnold as
overkill.
well. Andrew competed at the Arnold as well.
Yeah, right.
So
But
I
it's
guess
just,
Yeah.
he was good.
it's insane, man. So hopefully this year he's a little more sparse with the shows that he does. But what do you guys think? Second place, or you think he's taking it?
It's
The second.
I can't see him beating Hattie.
All right.
I just think it was a little bit the space was a little bit too far between them at the Arnold. And Hattie has to be coming in full guns blazing.
Yeah.
Gotta
I don't see Hattie missing.
No.
Like,
First event that we've seen him at that wasn't the Olympia since 2019, I think.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be extra special.
Yeah.
If this version of Samson shows up, this is second place. If this version of Samson doesn't show up, conditioning wise and fullness wise, I think is the big thing
who
for
do you
Samson.
think would take second then?
That's what I'm trying to think of who would
So if he slips
surpass
to third,
Samson.
who do you think would drop into second?
Well, somebody that would beat him on, like I said, two things: one, conditioning, and two, fullness. The potential is there that he could get. Man, I don't know. I don't know if shape and symmetry would be enough to save him against someone like a fully like a full blown shredded to the bone version of a guy like Rubiel. Both of them need to work on their backs, so consider that, right? It's it's a small possibility, but I think it is not small, but more unlikely than likely. I think that Samson beats Rubiel, but like I said, maybe if Samson's off.
So you have a Samson's on point, then you've got Samson for second place then, and then you got
Yes.
Rubiel Nexzilla for third.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking about the other guys.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we'll go back to the top 6 list here and just try and hammer this out at this point.
I got a feeling Brandeau's going to do something.
Really?
Of course, I had a feeling
Okay.
Andrew Jack was going to come in there at his best. He's not even.
We see how that turned out.
Yeah.
Look.
I had Nick Walker winning the Olympia, and look what happened to him.
Yep.
Well, I think it's you now at this point.
Don't predict me.
You know,
You're probably
it's-
thinking, you son of a gun.
Man.
Yeah, man. Look, I mean, you say that you think that Rafael Brandao is going to do something. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think that he's going to be? What do you think?
I think that he could get third. We haven't
Okay.
seen them like your Horse MD and your Rubiels. We've seen him once, right?
It's true. That's true. Yep. These
But
are new guys.
I underestimated Nexzilla when you were the one that told me.
I was right. He took
Yeah, I
third,
know.
and I was right about him taking third. I don't know why you guys didn't listen to me. It was blatantly obvious to me, to be honest with you.
Well,
Blatantly
this
obvious.
was even before he got his pro card. We didn't even see him
Doesn't
on
matter.
stage, and you knew.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I mean,
Blatantly obvious, man.
Kenta, don't hold back tooting your own horn there. You just,
He's gonna get
Look,
a sore shoulder from patting himself on the back.
I know.
I was gonna look.
I
I was
know.
gonna say I'm not.
You're gonna pull something. You know.
Barry
Matt, I was,
Harwith.
I was gonna say that I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm tooting Nexzilla's horn, but that just sounds weird. So I'm not gonna go there.
Let's
No,
not go there. Let's not go there.
no, man. It was like, and keep in mind though, I've kind of got. I've got a little bit of a history on my channel of covering some of the guys coming up that I thought were going to do very well. So I was covering Nexzilla really before they were on a lot of people's radar, well before he decided to even switch over to the IFBB Pro League. Not well before, but it was a couple of months before. I did the same
Wow,
thing
yeah.
with you, Joe, leading up to the New York Pro. You know, it was the same thing. I knew that you were going to do well in that show. But
Yeah, no, it's true. Like a lot of people, someone can be off the radar or no one's thinking about them because like maybe their last appearance wasn't their best, or maybe they're just not a big name in the industry, and then they show up to a show, they look crazy, and
I
next thing
think
you know, they're in like the
bodybuilding
top
has to
five.
be like
Yeah.
bodybuilding has to be
100%.
the most like that. Like you can't just because the guy had a bad performance. It's like any other sport. It's like, well, he's not going to come back. But in bodybuilding,
I need this
it's
to go
totally
away.
wide open.
Yeah,
Eh,
it's true.
okay. There it is. Okay. My screen sharing is not doing what I want it to do. Give me a second. You guys don't want to see it. Dive operations plane of some nonsense I'm dealing with. Diving's fun, but okay. There was a couple other guys that I did want to check because there's a couple of dark horses aside from like
Moshe Ben?
Mo Shaba, and I don't think we've seen anything from him leading up to the show. I know he's training with Psycho Lewis. He's out there in California. I don't know about physique updates though.
He doesn't post a lot.
No, he doesn't. He's actually an American citizen now. Did you guys know that?
I was
He
not
got
aware.
he got his citizenship. It was a few months ago now. So that he didn't have to deal with any travel nonsense. He actually got it.
Smart man.
Yeah, very smart,
I would say so, yeah.
John De La Rosa is another guy that's looking
Yeah.
really good
Yeah,
right
I
now.
forgot about Johnny
Yeah.
boy.
Yep.
He
Solid.
is, man.
Very
Yep.
solid.
Very.
He's got to be in the
Yep.
top 8.
Let me see if I'll bring him up here.
You got to think did he take second in Tampa? Or was that somebody else?
Tampa, right behind Hunter Labrada. I can't remember,
I think
but
he was second in one of those shows. The
He
Tampa.
competed again too. He competed at a couple.
Yeah.
yes.
He did
What
good.
was this?
He did good.
So 7 weeks out here. He had a couple of pictures that were actually they were more impressive than this. The quad detail might be getting washed out by the lights here. I don't know.
The angle of the shot makes his legs look small. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's definitely the angle.
100%. The size is definitely there.
Yeah, he has decent sized legs. I mean,
he does. Yeah. These shots aren't doing him justice. They're not doing him justice. Now, this might be the last show he competed at.
that's an older picture, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's way old.
That
Yeah.
looks real
No,
good.
no.
Just a young boy there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a kid.
Yeah. I thought I saw more recent shots of how he was looking right now. What's this? Well, this was November 7th. So, but even for that time, like decent conditioning
it
for sure.
demonstrates the size of his legs, though, right? So that he's got the wheels. He can get into the condition really
Yep.
well. So
Yep.
You know, he's definitely kind of he's gonna slide up some places, I think, man. I think he's gonna find himself in the mix, probably top 7, top 8, I would think.
I think that's fair. Yep. Yeah, I think that's fair. The upper body is very impressive. You know, the roundness and hardness of the shoulders to the arms, you know, the
Mhm.
chest through the midsection, pretty impressive overall. Like you said, top 7, top 8. I don't think that's out of the question at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I like
solid.
I like the graininess and the density of the muscle, the maturity of it. So it looks he's killing it there.
Yeah, this is a good shot. Yeah, this is a good shot. Uh, James Hollingshead was the only other one that I think
Mm.
is not. You can't really call James a dark horse. You know, that's not fair.
No, no, no,
He's
no.
you know, he's a top 5, top 6 contender in his current shape. I think for sure.
He usually does good in the shows that are not the Olympia. Not to say that
Yeah.
he's, totally terrible at the Olympia, but it seems like he's the Tsunami Pro, I think was his last show that he competed, wasn't the Olympia, and he looked awesome there. I think he got third at the Arnold UK. He looked good there too.
Yeah, yeah. I've got him top 6. I've got him maybe 6th place.
Yeah, if he can get past Akeem, De La Rosa, Antoine Vaillant, guys like that.
I've got him probably 6th place. So
Hey, he beat Rafa Brandao before.
yeah, yeah,
You don't know. You don't know.
yeah, yeah.
That's fair to
Sometimes the
say.
experience is what is the tipping point, you know. So yeah, I think top
James
6.
James is working with Milos, and the relationship that they have when it comes to coaching here is really a back and forth. I think it's similar to kind of what you do, Joe. You know, like you know yourself, you know how to prep, you know your body. You'll go back and forth with Justin and, you know, bounce things off of each other as to how, you know, you should really move forward till you get down those last few weeks and, you know, you're out of your mind and somebody just tells you what to do kind of thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's kind of exactly what I do. Like even we just kind of, started getting things ready for like some shows later in the summer and we go back and forth like right off the bat, just like with everything like I'm gonna do. And it's like it is good like that. Cause yeah, someone like James too, he's been competing for a while and as a pro for a while. Cause I remember I did my first pro show when I turned pro and then jumped into the pro show at the Toronto Pro and he was in the lineup that year, and I think that was like his second or third year competing as a pro already. So like he's
Yeah.
been he's been
Yeah.
around for a bit, and like he's continued to improve. And I feel like if he comes in, yeah, he comes in sharp. Like he's got that crazy muscle density and size that puts him in. I think he could be as high as like probably as high as fifth.
Yeah.
Just depending on
Yeah.
how the other guys show up.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, he could definitely
Yeah,
be
I
in the
agree.
mix, especially the UK show. Like he'll for sure, I would say for sure be in one of the top spots at the UK show.
The
Agreed.
UK is where he's going to do very well, no question. And I think you're right. I think that he can make it in the top 5 in this Arnold, Ohio lineup. I think that James, if he's on and say someone like Horse MD is off, he can beat Horse MD. I
I,
think that
I
he can. Yeah,
sorry,
I
I
think.
just interrupt you. I think he beats Horse MD either way, to be honest, because James is better from the back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have him
Yeah.
beating Horse. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't in my prediction list, but you guys got me thinking now.
yeah.
You know,
He's just more
he,
well-rounded than
yeah,
Horses.
he
So
probably is going to beat him from behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
going to beat him from
Going to be
behind.
a good show.
But is he going to beat him from the side? Is he going to beat him from the back or from the back? Yeah, from the side and from the front.
Both
I
guys
mean,
impressive from the
Comparable,
side.
because like James got some big ass legs too. So
Yeah,
like
from the side, he's
from the
very
side,
true.
he's got the
Yeah,
hamstring, like
yeah.
especially
He's
on
not
stage.
lacking.
So I feel like, yeah, I
side
don't feel
tricep
like,
looks good too.
and he's got a tight
Yeah,
midsection, so I feel like it's kind of like I don't feel like Horse might just be a little prettier from the front, but like James is gonna hold his own pretty damn well on those shots and then kind of take over from the back.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, yep, that's fair to say. James is yeah, you can see like the back is fantastic. You know,
Yeah, he's got some
Don't horse his
seriously
back double.
dense density back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's really looking good right now. I think he's on the injectable tan right now. That's one thing I did notice. I don't think it's tanning beds that makes you that dark getting this close to the show, but he looks good, man. You know, he does. He looks good. So there's a guy that you know, you can see in the top 5 in this show, and for the Arnold UK, I mean, man, top 3.
Especially if he does really good at the Arnold Ohio, he's going to be super jacked coming
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that UK. That
Yeah.
would be real cool. Say if he
Yeah.
did play like 4th or something like that.
Yeah, James is
Yeah.
he's getting ready to open a gym over there too. The TBJP the Shed Gym, I believe is what he's calling it. So
The old shed.
Yeah.
yeah, anybody over in the UK, look out for that too. That's going to be cool. So okay, final thoughts for me when it comes to placings here. I think you're going to be Hottie, Samson, and then it gets difficult. I'm gonna say Nexzilla. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Nexzilla. Fourth, yeah, yeah. I want to put Raphael in fourth. That's in fairness. I think you got to put Raphael Brandao in fourth. I know, right? It's not too late here. We're not doing bad. Fifth,
No,
you know, after what you said, Joe, I think you're right. I think that James is going to take fifth in this lineup. That's going to be your top 5. Sixth, I think you'll see Horse MD.
Yeah. Okay.
before
Yeah.
Rafa. Oh no, you said Rafa Brandao.
In fairness, he's gained size. We know he can come in conditioned. You gotta. He's finished 10th at the Olympia. You gotta put him in fourth. You gotta. Mark, what do you think? Who do you got where?
Well, I do have a prediction list already out, but I don't have Andrew Jack out of it. I have Hattie Shubin winning. I have Samson second. Third, I believe that I had Rubiel in fourth, so that puts him in third.
Votes him
But
up.
man, oh man, I got a feeling that Brandao is going to do something for some reason. But I'll have Brandao fourth, and then we'll have Horse under him.
Good.
And it's going to be tough. I have Akeem Williams, him and Hollingshead. I think it's going to be tight between them.
Akeem has been too inconsistent. That's the only thing about Akeem, and that's why I don't think that he's going to crack the top 6.
He surprises me sometimes. I don't think he's going to do anything, and he comes in. It's like, he's just decent regular old Akeem, which is pretty good. But
Pretty
I don't
good.
know. I don't know.
He's going up against some juggernauts. He's going up against guys that they've been on. You know, lately they've been on.
I have Horse MD that far ahead simply because he beat Nathan Diasha.
Yep.
And if the judges picked him, I mean, myself, if I looked at all the shots, I might have went with Nathan, but hey, the judges went with him. They seemed to like him.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay. Well, Matt, who do you got?
Hattie, of course, winning the show. Samson, second place. I had Andrew third. I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna say James.
Ooh,
is
I
gonna
like
be
that.
third
I
place.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say James is gonna take third.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Rubio fourth.
Okay.
And then rounding it out. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I wrote my list, my predictions. I had Antoine for fifth.
Okay.
I'll put him sixth. I'm gonna have De La Rosa fifth. And Antoine, I think, is gonna do really well. I think he's gonna be in sixth place.
I hope so.
So
That's
there you
good.
go.
I like
Top
it.
six.
Yep. I do. I like it. I like it. What do you think, Joe?
The more we talk about it, the more you can like flip flop it, you know.
Oh,
But
100%.
Yep.
Exactly.
but I think I'd go with Hottie for the win. Samson in second. Third, third I'll say probably Rubial, but I feel like James is very close there because like it looks like the top four to me is going to be the big guys. So I feel like
Yeah.
Rubial will be third, James will be fourth, and then you'll get probably more into like a little bit more of the shape. So I feel like Brandeo is probably going to come in fifth, and then I'd have Horse in sixth.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yep, that's good. It all of us are more or less on board with the top three except Matt.
I
Who's
went a little off on my
really
own there.
Hey,
you're
all
throwing
I
a
said could go. He has quite a range
sure,
that he
man.
could play.
Sure. That's good though. That's a good solid lineup. And like you were saying, Mark, Akeem, if he comes in like we've seen him in the past, then the whole list is completely thrown, the top five is turned upside down,
Yeah.
It'll be the difference between guys coming in that are really going to do well because of their size. You'll have someone coming in that'll really mix it up and make the shapely guys more comparable, right? So you could see if that's going to be the case, Rubio could drop down to fourth place,
Yeah.
if not.
Yeah, it's all about the lineup. You're right.
Wouldn't want to put him lower, but that's entirely possible, right? It's going to be a good show,
I'm
and it's
excited for
free.
it though.
They're streaming it for free.
Yes.
I heard
yes,
that.
Yeah,
yes.
I
that's
heard
a good
that.
thing about the Arnolds is like they don't charge some ridiculous pay-per-view price, and it's actually a really good stream too, which is crazy. Because they
Oh,
give a
that's
free
awesome.
stream, but it's like really good quality. It doesn't cut out, versus like some other streams you pay like
Versus the ones you pay for
yeah,
and
and
they
then they're
cut
cutting
out
out all the
and they're
time.
not
Yeah,
good
yeah.
and they're it's not supposed to
Yeah.
really work that way. The free ones
You think
supposed
it
to
would
be
be
the
the
cheap one.
opposite, so
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Man, the one show in 2023 that really bothered me was the Vancouver Pro. It was like $100. It might have been a little bit more for a 2-day show in a 6-person lineup for the Open, and the video quality was not just it was not there. They're actually not even
I
doing the
mean,
Vancouver Pro
but Kenton,
this year.
even if it was there, the $100 price tag, but again, welcome to Canada, though, right? I mean, that's how we do things, and that's how we charge. So but yeah, absolutely insane for $100, and you didn't get super high quality. Just no excuse actually in my books, man. Not in
No,
this day and age. Not in this day and age.
look, Matt. You know better than I do. There are plenty of Canadian, fitness influencers, bodybuilders, companies that are charging US dollars because that is the majority of where the market is. Like you don't find a lot of companies that have things listed in Canadian price because they may as well list it in US because people are paying it, right? But the Vancouver Pro, there was just no excuse. You look at the Toronto Pro, that was like 40 or $50, right? And that's getting
Bigger
more
lineup,
reasonable. Yeah,
much
and
bigger
it was
lineup.
a much bigger
In
lineup.
fact,
Yeah.
it had the same lineup as the Vancouver plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
usually what you see, and that seems to be a little bit more reasonable these days, is the $40-$50 range. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pay it, as a
Yeah. I could
fan,
be in for
even
that.
even
Yeah.
even beyond the bodybuilding channel. As a fan, yeah, I'm gonna pay it, maybe not for every single show. Depend what's that?
I think the Olympia was only like $80 or 70 some bucks, wasn't it?
It was either
Yeah.
69 or 79, something like that.
Yeah, that's all the Olympia
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
But you get major access to, I mean, it's not just the show, right? You get access to the press conference and
Yeah, the Olympia, you
the
mean, yeah.
Yeah, all the talk.
yeah.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
10 different videos you could watch at the end of it, and
the
could
Meet
have
the
rewatched
Olympians
them.
is live on Sunday afterwards, right? So you
Yep,
get that.
yep,
That's cool. So you get
I
to, and
watched-
you can
I watched
rewatch
all
it.
of it.
I was down there for the Meet the Olympians in
Right
the
on.
room. Oh,
Right
it was,
on.
it was fantastic.
Must have seen
Yeah, I
Saunch
bet that
there.
was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. See them all sitting there asking questions, answering
Yeah,
questions,
no,
and
that would be
yeah, yeah,
awesome.
got to meet everybody. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah. And stuff like that. Like that makes it more bang for your buck, right? I got no problem going and paying stuff like that. There's no issue there. That's what most of the shows were, that 40 or $50 range. No problem. Got no issue. But you're gonna make it more than that? I don't know, man. Arnold is setting a precedence in more ways than one. I mean, the $300,000 price tag and now a free live stream, right? What are you
it's
gonna say?
smart. It's smart. He knows how to market things.
Yeah, you're in marketing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to market it, and the good faith and the goodwill that he gets from that, that's worth a whole lot more than what they would have charged for the Olympia stream, or I mean for the Arnold stream. So
Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's
Yeah,
doing.
Matt, what do you think about the prices that they're charging for pictures and autographs though? Did you see that?
No, oh where?
Really? I see a
I mean,
video in your
that's
future,
just
buddy.
for a handful of guys, though, isn't it?
It is. Yep. There's five guys in particular that are you're able to get pictures with. Stop licking my hand. My dog's here licking my hand. Go away. Go away. Okay, yeah. Good girl. Um let me see.
And is
There
this set up like from the Arnold
yeah,
guys
yeah.
themselves?
Photo ops. You can get a picture with either Chris Bumstead, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Hafthor Bjornsson,
Mm.
or here's your video coming up, Matt. Sam Sulik. Yes, sir. Yep. $50 for a picture and $30 for an autograph.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Yep.
wow, wow. I wonder how
What do you
much
think of
goes
that?
to the athlete.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I wonder how much goes to the athlete. That
Yep.
that that's I don't know what to think about that. That's interesting. Um, hmm. I don't really see it as a ripoff necessarily. You go to because you have these fans, right? And they want this type of stuff. So I mean, if you go to a Comic-Con, you pay to go see and get a picture
Yeah.
with Rick Grimes or something, or from The Walking Dead, or you pay for these meet and greets type of things. So um I'm kind of okay with that from a marketing standpoint. I don't see anything necessarily wrong with it. With everything else that you kind of get at the show and the expo for what you pay for. I think if you want to spend the little extra money and get like a legit pick instead of the one like over a booth like we all do, maybe these are it's a good idea. Interesting
Okay.
concept though. Yeah.
It
What do you guys
is.
think?
It's Mark.
Well, yeah, we used to do something like that when we wrestled, right? And this was a while ago too, but they developed the picture right then and there, give it to the kid, and they would charge like $5 or something like that, and I might get a small portion of it. But we'd sell 8x10s of ourselves, but we
Yeah,
wouldn't ever charge for a picture unless we were doing that. They
right.
developed the photo, and it was a real picture, like you said.
Yeah.
But I wasn't worth no $50, but if I was, hey, all the power to them.
You're come on, don't sell yourself short. You're totally worth $50.
Man, you get people. I know there'd be people out there that pay $50 to get a picture with you. If you were at the
Well,
Olympia, I bet you.
I'm more known now than I was when I wrestled. So,
Yeah, that's for
which is
that's
funny.
for
Which
sure.
is funny.
Yeah, that is funny actually. I don't know, Joe. What do you think? Like, if you were at a show and they were saying, $20 for a picture and you got a shot of it, what would you think?
Like, I don't see anything wrong with it, especially like for who they're doing it with. Because
No,
like you got to think about like the lineups at expos, like for guys like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Chris Bumstead, like their lines are insane. Like there's people probably line up to try and meet them and don't end up getting to meet them because it's like a 3 or 4 hour line. They're probably just gonna
100%.
give up, So it's like if they have to pay $50, but it's like, hey, you guarantee yourself
Guaranteed. Yeah.
getting to meet this person, get a picture, get an autograph, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, well, why not? It's
Yeah.
like if you really
Skip
want to
the
meet
line.
them, yeah, really want to
yeah,
meet them, they're your idol. It's like kind of like paying for VIP instead of like, standing in line for 5 hours trying to meet them, because that's the way I would look at it. Because I would never, even when I was, a fan and younger going to an expo, like I was like, I'm not going to wait in line for 3 hours to meet this
Right.
guy. If there was an
Right.
option like that, where like, hey, you pay $50, I probably would have done that instead, because then I know I'm going to meet this person for sure, get an autograph, get a professional picture. And then it's like, that's a lot more to take home with you than just like, maybe I get a quick handshake at the booth if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I never really thought about the timeline of paying for the fact that you won't have to stand in line for hours. If you're paying for something that's going to make it a faster process too, and you don't got to waste all your time standing in line,
Absolutely.
something that's
Yeah.
added value.
It's added value, like you said, and it's paying for convenience, right? So, I mean, obviously, I see it from a marketing standpoint because that's the field I'm in. But then from a fan perspective, like Joe's saying, like that's you're paying for convenience. So we now pay, for convenience everywhere, from ordering food to anything else, right? We pay for the convenience factor, so we don't have to stand in line at the grocery store. We don't have to, stand in line anywhere. So, and this is part of the course. So, absolutely, I think it's a fair deal, I think.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to, if you don't
No,
want
no,
to.
no,
No,
exactly.
no.
It's up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
I'm actually more okay with it now after talking to you guys about it than I was before. That the added value is an excellent point that I didn't consider.
It's
Right?
like you said, Joe, like when everybody's talking about something, it starts to kind of change your mind about about something.
Yeah.
So,
All the
yeah.
ideas come together.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny.
Yeah. No, it does. That's those are excellent points. Um, let me see. I posted on my community tab. Matt, you posted too about potential questions. I kind of posted it too late, I feel, but I'm gonna see if anybody asked anything.
Well, let me look too.
Yeah, nah, I got nothing. Oh well. See if you got anything there, Matt. But yeah, what are we? Six weeks from the Arnold now. And that's where the season really starts ramping up. Man, and I'm looking forward to it too, because once the shows start kicking off, it really makes me want to start pumping out more content too, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just so absolutely inundated right now. I don't know why everybody wants diving done this winter in particular, but man, even just today, I got calls to go to dive a ship in Sydney Harbor, a cable laying vessel. Another company I work with asked us to go to Charlottetown like right away to go do a vessel inspection. It's like, I don't got time for this, man. I'm still trying to manage everything else that I got on the go. Work is so busy right now that my content has not been, I haven't been putting out as much as I want to, but you got to take care of the priorities, right?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
nothing either. But I got a like by Robin Strand though.
Oh,
There you
nice.
go.
Yeah.
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 Maybe we'll get him next time.
We'll
Yeah.
see him on the next one. We'll see him on the next one. So
Yeah.
it's funny though. He was a former athlete of mine when I was running Mammoth supplements. I brought him on to Mammoth back in the day.
Man,
So
I never even heard Mammoth. I don't know if I even heard of Mammoth.
you gotta know Mammoth supplements. Everybody knows
They have
them.
like I remember the first thing I saw from them was the weight gainer. Like
Yeah,
the
of course.
mass
It was the
gainer.
2500. It was
Yeah.
the big like paint tub almost
Yeah.
with the blue lid that you'd pull off. And it tastes amazing because it was like full of sugar and stuff, right? So
Yeah, I remember getting that when I was a
There's your
teenager.
calories.
that was all of our weight gainers when we were teenagers, man. The
Yeah.
Mammoth 2500. So
Yeah.
and then who was to know I'd go on and later work for them and build their social and stuff and actually redesign the logo. So I don't know if you're familiar with them now, but the logo they've got now, it's not the cartoon mammoth anymore, right? It's a cooler kind of front facing type mammoth logo. I designed it too. So yeah.
Yeah, and they have a
So-
lot more products now too, which is good.
Yeah. So
So this is embarrassing, but full disclosure, I have a thing of Mammoth pre-workout in my cupboard, and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now.
There you
I
go.
just didn't real. I looked at it when I went to Supplement King, and I looked at it, and it was like a massive amount of servings. It was like 60 servings, and it was like $50,
There
and it
you
was
go.
a pretty good ingredients list, right? Decent amount of caffeine, stuff like that.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm an idiot. There you go.
There you
Matt
go.
Design the label on that.
I did.
That's pretty cool.
I
I get
did,
you
I
to
did.
design me a Marx Max muscle label.
Why not? Why not? I'm always
Well,
here.
I was going back and forth with you about when I was looking at the rebrand of my channel.
Yes.
When it came
Yeah.
to doing the logo creation. But Mark,
Hey,
you
that's
remember
cool.
too, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
considering changing the
You
name.
wanted a good look. It's like
Well,
Rick Dreisen. Have you guys ever heard of Rick Dreisen?
Yeah, of course.
He
yeah,
designed the guy with the
The Gold's
bald guy
Gym.
holding the weight. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Gold's
designed the
Gym.
Gold's Gym.
Joe Gold. Yeah,
Yep.
he drew that. So
Yep.
you're following his footsteps.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, those are good
Rick's cool guy.
footsteps.
He wrestled as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
did
was a
he?
big wrestler in the
Oh
70s and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was good
I
friends
know.
with Rich Piana, and
That's right. He had
yeah,
him on the show quite a few times.
all the time. Yeah,
Yep.
and
Robbie
Yeah, he did
Robinson.
a lot. Yeah,
but funny
yeah.
story is, when Rich did his own 5%er type thing,
Mhm.
he actually asked me to run the social for it too. So
Really?
yeah, but I, I he was okay with me being at the other brand, but I had to choose one or the other, so I stuck with with the other brand, and
Like yourself
unfortunately
too
didn't
thin.
go to 5% type of thing. But we always kept in touch and stuff. So yeah, and it was always fun to catch up with them at shows and stuff. So yeah.
Dude, I lived on Bigger by the Day when that came out. Like I was one of the guys just waiting for the next video. Yeah, Joe, you remember Bigger by the Day.
Yeah,
And
no, that was crazy. That was
it
probably
was.
like one of those ones that like made Rich even more well known, was like
Oh
doing those videos, right? Because he's just so transparent and showing exactly like what he's doing and everything, and talking about exactly what he's doing, which is
Yeah.
what people love to see, that because it's like what Matt said earlier, it's like they may not want to do that, but it's like the fact that he's just being open and honest, and his personality and everything, it just makes you want to keep watching, because you're like, wow, this guy's actually getting bigger every day.
yeah,
It's just like
It's like
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like me.
And
So
and you
how
just
long ago was that? Like that he was making them videos? Like in your timeline, Joe, were you
I feel like,
competing yet?
yeah, like I think that was
So
I was
you were already competing when you were started to
yeah,
watch them. So it didn't
I
really
was like I
inspire
was
you
an
to.
amateur. I think I was probably doing like I was probably doing nationals at the time, like when those ones came out, and it's just like it was just cool to watch, because you're like, wow, like what he's doing. You're just like thinking like that's crazy, but I want to
Yeah.
watch because like I want to see what happens.
What would be like the first thing that you would watch? Like, did you watch like a pumping iron or something that might have got you into
Into
wanting to train?
bodybuilding?
Yeah, like wanting to be a bodybuilder.
Uh, well, basically what happened for me is like my older brother, he's about 10 years older than me. He got into bodybuilding when he was younger, because like my dad had like old weights at home, and so he
Oh,
started
okay.
getting into it. He competed twice. He competed once when he was like
Oh, okay.
19, and he competed again when he was 28. And when he was 28, I was 18, so I went to watch the show, and I remember watching it, and then I was like, I want to do this.
There you
So like
go.
I pretty much,
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
like
that's
go.
from
awesome.
there, that's when I like 100% started training like a bodybuilder. And then 2 years
Oh,
later, I
perfect.
did my first show, and then kind
Wow.
of just continued from there.
so
Like I was like, this is what I'm gonna do.
there you go.
Awesome. No,
Yeah.
that's a good
That's wicked.
introduction for sure, man.
Yeah, no. He never got like really into it. He just kind of he did it more like a lifestyle, and then competed a couple times, but I
Yeah,
was
it
always way
sparked you
more.
though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
inspired me, and I'm a lot more competitive in general. So I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go 100%. I'm not just
all
gonna do
in.
it for fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just went from there.
Good stuff. Wild.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. There was for me really getting into training, I remember it was the gym that I went to. Like that's what got me into bodybuilding because everybody at the local gym was a bodybuilder, man. Like there was a lot
Really?
of
Yeah.
competitors. Like Nova Scotia Amateur Bodybuilding Association was huge back then. There was a lot of competitors that came out here. Nobody that went pro or anything like that, but everybody was competing, and that's just the environment that I was in. Right? I didn't end up competing myself, but that's what all the boys did, and that's the guys that I trained with. Right? So that's what got it done for me. That was
Oh,
like
that's very cool.
yeah, it was like 2003 when I joined up at Moxham Fitness in Sydney. Actually, Matt, you don't know this. I was actually running the social media for Moxham there because nobody was doing it, and it well
Oh,
got me
fun.
a free
That's
gym.
funny. Okay, there you go. Cool.
Yeah, it got me a free gym pass, and like I had a couple of people that I was trained in there for a while, so it was cool, and all the stuff like that, and then video editing through diving. Everybody knows that at this point, but that's what kind of got me into YouTube was between the diving and then doing that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Amazing.
it was good stuff. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you all coming on. We've got like an hour
Happy
and a
to
half
do it.
under our belts here now. Yeah, no, and Matt, especially like appreciate you coming on. I know that your schedule was ridiculous today. Joe, I know that you were kind of rushing home after you were training or something, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah, I was training in the afternoon, but I made sure like I had enough time to get back. I was just like, I'm gonna have to like, not waste any time, put it that way.
I appreciate it, man. Mark, I know that you're just always kind of waiting for me to
Sitting
get a
here in
hold
my
of
chimney,
you.
waiting for you to call me.
Yes, yeah, he's got the phone right beside him. Is he gonna call? He's gonna call.
No, Mark
Well,
don't have a phone.
yeah, Mark doesn't have a cell phone, boys. He doesn't have a cell phone.
Get out of town.
No, no.
You
I'm
believe
the
that?
last of the Mohicans, my man.
Yep.
Get out of
Wow.
town.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't even know what to do with that information. It's
I know, right? I know. I was floored too, man. I couldn't believe it.
and
What do you mean?
you know what though? I mean, I have to admit, a part of me is jealous though too.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I go out somewhere, I
But
see
part of me
people
is
holding their
jealous.
phones. I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
You know,
part of me is jealous. Me being in social media, I literally have to have one. But yeah, no, I think about it sometimes, man. So good for you. Good on you. Wow.
well, I'm usually home anyway, so and I got a computer and internet, so that's
Yeah,
basically
and I
my.
mean you got your rotary phone, so I mean, you can
I got yeah.
yeah.
I'm thinking about getting rid of that son of a gun too, though.
Uh, he's gonna go no contact with
Paying.
love
Well,
it.
Mark's not.
that's the thing. You go anywhere. If you need a cell phone, tap the person next to you. I bet you they have one. If you need
Yeah.
to get a hold of somebody.
Guarantee they
It's
do.
fair.
Yeah.
People are trying to
Mark.
get rid of me anyway, so
Oh,
they don't want
exactly.
to call.
Yeah, you're just gonna make it easier for him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I mean, Matt, just like everybody else, right? You gotta have the phone. Couldn't imagine not having the phone. But I was the same way as you. When Mark told me he didn't have a phone, I was like, that's actually kind of awesome. That's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I couldn't go without it,
A
man.
little
Like
bit jealous.
I missed two calls just as we were sitting on here. Like
Yeah.
it's constant. It's probably another change in my schedule. We've got an underwater welding job on tomorrow though. That one's not changing. That's gonna
Oh,
be cool. Yeah.
that'll be
I'll
good.
get to I'll get some video of that. Yeah, we've got a ship that needs to change out it's a transducer. So I think the one that they need to change out is their depth sounder, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we made what's called a cofferdam. So it's a welded steel box that we'll have to place up onto the hull and then weld we call them dogs. Basically, it's a plate that is on a screw that we can tighten down after we weld it to the hull, and that'll hold it in place. We'll introduce air into that space, and then they can change out the transducer, and the ship won't sink. Um, we got to do that tomorrow. We did the
Transducers
measurements.
are important.
You got to have a good
Yeah.
transducer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my motto, right? So you got to have yourself a good transducer. So,
Well,
Lord
scrape some
Almighty.
barnacles. I could scrape some barnacles off the side of the boat if you want, as long as it's in dry dock. But other than that, I don't know.
that's too
Usually, you say underwater welding, and people are like, "Holy shit, that's really cool." But you guys are like, "Yeah, whatever, man. That's fine."
well,
It's
because
good.
we know you now. So
Yeah, I mean, the shock factor
You
is
know I'm
over. We
scared
already
of
know
it.
you
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
exactly, John. The shock factor is worn off.
You
There
know
he
what?
goes
Not
talking
for
about it again.
dude, not for me. There's still like even my team, like we find out we got an underwater welding job coming up. Everyone's like, yeah, that's wicked. Like who's getting the water, right? But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, they're jacked about.
we're
Well, because you love what you do. So I mean, that's why, right? So
most days,
well, yes, yeah, yeah, most days.
most most days, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
most
yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah. There are
No,
those days.
yeah, I aired out some of my grievances to you before we signed on.
You did, you did, you did, you did. So
Hard to
No, it's all
maintain your
good, man.
composure sometimes.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
and
I was watching yours and Joe's interview there, and I was laughing my head off when you were talking about your dog pooping on the ground. And I was like, just picturing you getting so upset I have to clean up the dog's mess. And
Blowing
I'm
a
like, oh,
transducer, you know,
poor
just
bugger, he has to clean up the dog's mess, and he's trying to get his videos done. He's got to go diving. Jeez. And it's a new
it's busy.
dog too.
Yeah, I mean, you want to keep going, hosts, kids, yeah, divers, no.
When you know the frustration, it's funnier. It's like when somebody has a bad back, I have a bad back, so it's funny to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
exactly.
No,
But when you
dude,
can relate to it, it's more funny.
as much as I can complain, I really can't complain. Like I can't. I live a life of adventure. Like I do. It's great. I can't complain. I do sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's adventure. It's fun.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good
Nah,
stuff.
it's all good. But I tell you what, let's call it at that, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
We'll revisit down the road and see who was right
Who
or
was
wrong
right.
about their predictions. Yeah.
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 It'll be
Again,
interesting.
appreciate
We'll have to watch it.
appreciate you guys all coming on, and we'll call it at that episode of the Bodybuilding Breakdown, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out, guys.
Sounds good.